This is what, a week and how many days after Ozzy has passed away, right? Ted Nugent, boy, said that he loved Ozzy. They had fond memories of them touring with Ozzy and Black Sabbath back in the day. And he went on all this flowery speech. He made a mark on rock and roll, blah 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 blah. But Ted Nugent, there was a but coming, and he talked about some of Ozzy's personal choices and some of the things. He mentioned Ozzy's drug use, alcohol use, and he felt that the TV show was designed to make Ozzy look like a buffoon. He said it in other words. I'm paraphrasing the dude. I don't want to read his entire comment. It'd give him too much power. Love Ted Nugent as a guitar player, right? I've had several of his albums. But like Bruce Springsteen, I don't have to like the guy to collect his cool music, right? But then he used a word that I thought, whoa. He says, but I condemned all of that. Well, aren't we special, Teddy? You condemned all of that. Less than 2 weeks after Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Now, there's going to come a time. If you go back far enough on my videos and me being over on Royce, I'm the first one on the panel over there to bring up negative aspects, especially when it came to one of Ozzy's family. I don't even want to mention that, right? But I was also, I also said that individual had good points as well, right? But now's not the time to be bringing this stuff up. There will come a time, but I think we need to live with this for a while. This is a little soon for this. Critical responses. The Ozzy Osbourne story's coming out. True fans of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne know quite a bit of the story. Casual fans know quite a bit of the story about Ozzy. It's not like he was off hiding it and got busted one day. Oh, no, you mean you're all that? We kind of saw him being all that, whatever that was. I don't even want to discuss that. I'd rather discuss the fact that, this man wound up being lead singer in one of the greatest classic rock heavy bands of all time, that he then reinvented himself and became an icon in heavy metal as a solo artist, brought on some freaking great talent, right? And he had a successful TV show. I didn't watch it. Not my thing, so to speak, right? That's not something I watch. But I acknowledge it was successful, right? And it helped. It helped keep him into the eyes of moms and pops all around the world. People who weren't even interested in any of his music watched that show. So that brought him on to a bigger dynamic. I'd rather focus on his hits rather than his misses. I saw as a matter of fact, I just showed Kimberly a picture of Jakey Lee. And I say, remember him from the concert and me telling you that guy? See, I didn't know that was Jakey Lee. I didn't know what he looked like, folks. I knew who he was, right? I covered him, when he got shot. We covered that in Las Vegas. But I didn't know specifically what he looked like. Remember, I collected Black Sabbath albums, but not Ozzy Osbourne albums, except for starting with Patient Number 9. All right, and my next purchase, they've got a version of that in clear vinyl. I just want to get that because that's his send off, folks. That's his send off. And I'll be getting that down the line. If I do, I'll do an unboxing for you guys, especially for the tribal channel members, right? Tribal elders and tribal chieftains, okay? So, but I saw an interview with him just today, and this was my last note concerning Ozzy tonight. And they were asking him.
Pepsi just came in.
Oh my goodness! How you doing?
Agent Pepsi, you're always so wonderful.
Agent Pepsi, you know what we think about you.
Scheidegger's back in the house. Awesome.
Yeah, and she says Ozzy's show was really not kind in portraying him. Yes, and that's what Ted Nugent said as well. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I've seen scenes from it, and yeah, he's not looking like the sharpest tool in the shed. But I just my biggest criticism, Agent, was that bringing it up now. You know, give the man a rest for a while. Let's revel in what he accomplished. And then as we procure rock, especially as channel members and everything, I'm not going to back away from those parts of the story. I just don't want to deal with it now, right? I'd feel like I'm being opportunistic, kind of like Ted Nugent being opportunistic. Look, what a good boy I am. Boring. But anyway, I saw this thing and they were questioning him, the day of the concert. And they tried to get him to talk, about past things. If you don't know the story about Jake Lee, he took over after Randy Rhoads died. And he wrote or co-wrote a lot of the songs. Was it Bark of the Moon? Right? And he was told just as they were getting the album ready that his credits wouldn't be put on there. Right. And that it looked like all of this was written by Ozzy and or the bass player and who was it? Randy, the drummer at that time. And then he was then shortly after that, he wrote the songs for the next album and was let go and was told not to say anything. And if he did, at one point, they even said that if he said anything, they would take his guitar tracks off and have them recorded or something like that. So it wasn't a good thing. But here's the deal: the whole time, he only spoke good of Sharon, right? And if there was an enemy he had, it certainly was Sharon. And he spoke great of Ozzy, right? He understood something that Ted Nugent didn't. This was not the time for dirty laundry, right? He could decide to speak about that in 3 to 6 months or next year, right? He could write a book about it or anything. But the man not only played great, I didn't know he had arthritis in his right hand, right? Boy, couldn't tell that day, And I don't know if he was loaded up on something so he couldn't feel the pain and just, kicked ass or what. But it sure sounded good. Not knowing who he was, the whole time I kept bringing Kimberly over to the car. Look at this guy. And then I found out he was Jakey Lee. Oh, all right. Yeah, I kind of heard of him before, right? And but he was the guy out of the house band that really sung it out for me, right? So my question to you guys tonight is this. Is the story more important right now? Are Ozzy's successes and his accomplishments what we should be focusing on now? Or should we just, the heck with that, all's fair in love and war, and start bringing out all the dirty laundry so soon after his death? Because I'd be curious what you guys think.